This podcast, along with other fine shows, is proud to be a part of the one and only Throwback Network. Please visit at throwbacknetwork.net. Also, this episode stars Mr. Mark Alley, courtesy of markalley.com. And now, enjoy the show.
Hi, my name is Urbanator, and what you're about to hear is part of a collection of audio journals that I've been working on from 1980 all the way up to 1989. Today is February 20th, 1982, and we, my good friend and I, plan to tell you what has happened in the past month. And my friend today that is going to help me with tonight's show is Mr. Mark Alley. Mark, how are you?
Hi, Kevin. How's it going?
I'm very good, and thank you for being... You're an hour behind me because I'm calling you all the way from the East Coast all the way to Missouri.
I know, it's a long way.
It is, and I'm using
it's really late out there where you are.
It is. It's extremely late. An entire 60, count them, 60 minutes.
It's a long time.
I know. I have the new Southern Bell speakerphone, which I've wired into the Tascam 144 over here. So we're recording straight to cassette with my buddy Mark Alley, and we're going to discuss the news and technology and movies that we have enjoyed over the past month. And we also have a little show and tell for you as well. So please sit back and enjoy the next 30 or so minutes. Let's begin.
Or so.
Welcome to Zerbinator's 8289 podcast. This is a recorded journal dedicated to the history of the 80s. All music used in the 8289 podcast was written and performed by Manolus and can be found at www.iammanolus.com.
Ladies and gentlemen,
8289.
please take your seats.
Are you ready?
We hope you enjoy the show.
8289.
The show is about to begin. Are you really ready?
All right.
So what's been up with you, Mark? What you been doing?
Oh, well, going to school, watching TV, reading comic books, just the standard old stuff.
Mm-hmm. What happened to your dog? Because
I've had a history with dogs, I love my dogs.
Yeah.
My first dog was named Cindy, and she was really smart. She was a
we're talking about
Spitz-Collie
animals,
mix.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're talking about an animal.
Okay. Good.
Yeah. Cindy was really smart. She was cool, and she protected the yard from vicious squirrels and moles and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And she had babies, a lot, and so we had a lot of babies. We'd have puppies, just lots of puppies.
Awesome.
And I remember one time we had a bunch of puppies, and we named them all after Dukes of Hazzard characters.
That's awesome.
Because that's what you do, right?
Right.
And like we had a big old white one, and he was Boss Hog, and then we had the skinny one was Daisy Duke, that kind of thing. It was fun. Well, anyway, the first puppy she ever had, she had a dog that my aunt took, and his name was Theodore, and she liked him because he was a little slower than the others. He was just kind of not a runt, but just kind of laid back, and very calm about things.
Right.
Right. So when Cindy died, and then we took Theodore back.
Right.
So because we needed a dog, and she was older. She's older than me, and has a job now and stuff. So anyway, he is dumb.
Uh-oh.
Theodore is dumb. He's a stupid dog.
That's odd.
He's very, very silly and does weird things all the time. Like we have a yard. And we've got fence, like a chain link fence all around our yard. And so we can go to the fence and open the door to the chain link fence. And we could tell him to come. And he'll just, how a dog will come and like jump at the fence?
Right.
He'll jump right where the door was. He doesn't realize that the door to the yard is open. That's how silly he is. He's just not very...
I've had a dog like that.
Yeah, and the only time that ever he jumped out was like when there was a tornado, and he jumped out into the front yard and was in the ditch. So anyway, it was weird.
Oh.
So anyway, I was messing around after
smart,
school
actually.
today. Yeah, it is actually. He got low, But anyway, so after school today, I was messing around outside, and I was waiting to watch some cartoons after school, and I had some candy with me.
Mm-hmm.
And I decided that I was I was eating Pop Rocks, Kevin. You know what Pop Rocks are, right?
Yes, I actually bought me a pack a couple of days ago. The first time I've ever tried them. Wow. What an effect.
Yeah, what's something, right? They're like really weird. They feel funny in your mouth. They like pop.
Yeah.
They're rock candy that pops in your mouth. Hey, I think that's maybe why they called it that.
That could
anyway.
That could be the reason.
Yeah, so I decided, I was going to see if Theodore wanted to eat my Pop Rocks.
The dog?
Yeah. Because, why wouldn't I share?
Why would
I
you
was
do
just
that to
trying
Ted?
to be nice to me. Well, I didn't know, Theodore, he came up to my lap. I was swinging on the back porch deck, and I fed him some Pop Rocks.
What happened?
And he acted kind of funny.
What?
He he kind of like, he was like trying to chew, but then not trying to chew. And then he kind of this weird barking thing. It was really weird. And I felt bad.
Did you?
I felt bad. I didn't know. I mean, it's funny for a human to eat Pop Rocks, but for the dog, it was probably a bad idea.
Did anybody call the SPCA on you or anything like that?
I don't think so. I hope not. I hope nobody was watching. I feel guilty now, though.
Was anybody eating pita bread, let alone calling them?
I don't know what you're talking. Yeah, what's that mean?
I have no clue yet. But man,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I don't know. I hope I'm not like going to grow up to be a serial killer or something like that.
I hope not. That's how it starts.
I know. I'll be like the criminal that'll feed people Pop Rocks.
That's right.
The worst fate.
Before they go, hey, he left his package on the side. That's his mark. That's his call sign.
Exactly. That's
Great
Pop Rocks.
Pop
That's why Pop Rocks. Yeah, and you know how dogs are. They pick one area of the backyard to poop in.
Right.
So I'm like really curious what the Pop Rocks are going to do to that. But I don't know. I try to avoid that corner of the yard if I can.
I picture a Fruity Pebble type of fashioned
probably so. Yeah,
stool,
probably
if
so.
you will.
Kind of. It'll probably just rock every once in a while. Just boop. Anyway. So that's what I did after school today.
Popping poop. That could be a marketable item.
Poop Rocks.
I almost got busted last night again with my buddy Pat Kane. We got into this habit of he'll call me up in the middle of the night. Mostly we can't sleep. We're at an age now where from the hours of 1 a.m. to about 4 a.m. I'm either sneaking down to watch movies on HBO or other channels that my dad has splicers for. And they show some things on there that I shouldn't be watching, but I do.
Not.
And I've videotaped them and categorized them in alphabetical order and volume.
Just don't label them with what they are. Your mom will figure it out.
No, I've titled them different things like,
Wonderful World of Disney.
Right.
That kind of stuff.
So my buddy Pat, he calls me up and he's like, dude, let's do it again. And I'm like, do what? And he goes, I was like, all right. So I go run down to meet him at the library. The library's 3 blocks away. I go down there and we take off, man. It's just this thing we started doing probably about 4 years ago. And what we did was we run through from one end of the block to the other through everybody's backyard at night. And it was like a covert op kind of thing, like a ninja. Pat and I just really enjoy doing that. So we didn't get caught, but people were coming out because the dogs would start barking or something. And our goal is to get to the other side of the fence and jump it. And we aren't terrible kids, but we were bad enough, and it was fun. It was just fun, just trying to survive, get to the other end.
You guys must be brave, because I'd be terrified to run around in the dark in the middle of the night like that.
It's sort of mixed with, I guess, the Halloween thing, where being out at night meant getting candy, and so it was always an exciting thing, especially this time of year being February. So it's it's a little after Christmas, and you always look for Santa, going out and getting a bite to eat.
Sure, you never know. You might see.
But so that's what I've been doing.
Well, that sounds like a lot of fun. Dangerous, maybe.
It is as dangerous as feeding my pets Pop Rocks.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say that's we're both living dangerously here.
You know what I should do is take a packet of Pop Rocks with me to feed to the dogs that bark at me, and that'll keep them busy until we get away.
Trust me, he will be busy. The dog is barking, will not be able to concentrate on you if you give him Pop Rocks.
Awesome.
I promise.
Thanks,
That'll be
man.
like your magic trick you can try.
And now we will talk about current events.
Well, do you want to discuss some of the news that's been going on?
Yeah, sure. We could talk about the news. So,
let's
you
do it.
know, like a good 8-year-old, I try to watch the nightly news as much as possible
Right.
and stay informed about the world around me. And so I learned way back on February 19th, just last week, a little thing called the DeLorean Motor Car Company.
Yeah.
There's a factory that they have, and it's in Belfast, Ireland, and it was put into receivership. Now, I had to go to the library and talk to the librarian and find a card catalog, you know, to look up what receivership was.
Right. Like you do.
Maybe in the future we'll be able to just consult some other resource to find out what a word means.
Oh, that's
But
ridiculous.
I had to go to the library. It wasn't in my little pocket dictionary I have at home.
Yeah.
So a receivership means you are basically like kind of going into bankruptcy.
Right. Right.
Not quite there, but you're almost into bankruptcy. So that's that. Now, do you know what a DeLorean is? Do you know what that is? What they look like?
Yeah,
Have you ever
it's-
heard of them before?
We used to drive around. My dad has this Dodge Polara, which I love to death, and we drive around there. And he likes taking me to the car shows and stuff. And I've seen a DeLorean, but I've always been told that they are just junky and they're not very reliable. But they
that's
look
weird.
cool because they have doors on it like the Lamborghini. They open upward.
Yeah, that's pretty
Wing
cool.
doors.
It is neat looking. And I think, aren't they stainless steel?
I
like
think
their
they
whole
are.
body is stainless steel.
Yeah, they got lazy and didn't want to paint them or something.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, everything that's chromy is good, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think so. So anyway,
You know what would be
pretty
funny
neat.
is when you
What?
and I reach the ages that our parents are. If the company started making them again,
that would be so weird.
that would be so dumb.
You know, that'd be crazy.
It would take a movie to make them do it.
Yeah, they probably have to have a movie. They probably have to have a movie with a DeLorean.
Yeah.
You know, because like right now, I mean, like Smokey and the Bandit, like a Trans Am, that's got to be the coolest thing, right?
It is, yeah.
But maybe if they made another movie with a DeLorean in it, maybe everybody'd want a DeLorean then. Maybe they could not be in bankrupt anymore.
That would
Think
be
about
great.
it.
Oh, but it wouldn't be as
Cross-
cool as the ones that are here now.
No, not even close. Not even close. So that's what I saw on the news last week.
Well, I saw the European Court of Human Rights ruled the teachers who cane or belt or tase their children.
Tase.
I guess they
What do you mean
that.
tase?
I guess using an electronic device to shock the kids are against, and this, of course, is in Europe, mind you. They do things a little different over there. Against,
Another little space age over there.
yeah, against the wishes of the parents are in breach of the Human Rights Convention. I don't know if that's true. I was tased, beaten, whipped, and caned quite a bit when I was a kid, and I turned out just fine.
Well, did
Don't
they do it at
interrupt me
school?
when I'm talking, Mark.
Sorry.
Oh, I mean, I'm sorry.
Whoa.
I get a little upset sometimes for no reason.
Oh man,
Must be
It's
all
like
the
you've been
tasing, beating.
caned, belted, or tased.
Yeah, I think so. I'm sorry. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, your parents did it, right? Did your teachers do it?
Oh, both. Both.
Oh wow,
I mean, look at me. I'm bald.
I get it. Yeah, I mean,
I'm 12 years
tasing
old.
obviously must. It's bad.
It is. It's
I have
bad.
never been. I've never been tased. And what's it mean, cane? Like hit you with a cane,
hit
like
you
a
with a
candy
stick.
cane?
Yeah,
Or-
they basically
like a
take
stick? Oh.
and they whip either
Yeah.
your legs or your hands. Or
yeah.
look at these marks.
What? Man, that's awful.
Yeah,
Look
it's-
at you. That's terrible.
Maybe they should stop it because people are going to whine in the future.
Yeah, probably so. You know, I bet in the future people will just give their kids like a pill to make them behave. That's probably what's going to happen. I mean, think how much nicer that would be.
That would be nice.
Just dope them up.
Give them a word. Give them a pill that has a word that you can spell forward and backwards, and everything will be fine.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Better living through chemistry. Right?
Amen. Hey, you want to talk about some kind of technology that's going on?
I love technology. I would love to talk about it.
And now we will talk about technology.
Last month, you know the video game company Sega?
Oh, yeah.
They make like Frogger, you know?
Yeah.
They released a new game, and I saw it at Chuck E. Cheese.
What was it? What is it?
They actually had it. It's called Zaxxon.
I
That's
heard
like the
about
coolest
that.
name. So fun to say. Zaxxon. And it's like a spaceship game where you're shooting a bunch of guys, but and I know that there's been like a million of those, right?
Yeah.
Space Invaders is like that, and Galaga's like that, all that stuff. But Zaxxon is cool because it looks like it's in 3D.
What?
It's like, yeah, it looks like it's 3D. Like you're flying around, and when you go left, your guy like goes left, and you can go up and down and left and right. You can move in 4 dimensions. You can even go forward and backward, like fast or slow.
What would
And
you?
it's really awesome.
What
Yeah,
would
it's
you-
so hard to control though.
Yeah.
It's really hard to figure out like where you are, and you're like flying all over the place, and your ship looks really cool. And there's a bunch of like, you know, like buildings and stuff you have to dodge while you're flying around
I was
too.
going to say,
It's kind of neat.
You would have a lot of problems with obstacles.
Yeah, you do. And it's kind of neat because it almost looks like it's a Rubik's Cube or something.
Well, at the end of last month, the very first of what I'm sure will be many to come, the very first computer virus was created. It was called the Elk Cloner, and it was written by a 15-year-old kid named Rich Screnta. And it affects Apple II computers via floppy disk and is considered to be the first large-scale self-spreading personal computer virus. 15
I
years
thought a
old.
virus was something like people got.
No, well, you're right. You can catch a cold or a virus
From a
from
virus.
somebody who sneezes in your mouth.
Right? Ew, by the way. Gross.
But yeah, so you can catch a virus that way. But this is a computer virus, and what it does is it gets into your computer, your IBM personal, or well, I don't know about IBM, but the Apple IIs are susceptible to this, and it causes all of the data to be decoded and rearranged and ruined. And why you would want
Whoa.
to do this?
I don't know. That's crazy.
I
I mean,
guess-
we've got Apple computers at school,
Yeah,
and all we use them for is like playing like games and stuff. So,
right.
you know,
I've made a
I
car
could-
with a wheel that turned.
Mm-hmm.
I've done that in computer class, but I don't know why you would want to.
I made
ruin
like a choose your own adventure book.
Oh wow!
You know, you could make just a short one, just
Yeah.
like, you know, not very long, but it was kind of neat.
Like the Zork games.
Kind of like that, yeah. You know, you just like it prints some stuff, and then you tell it what you want to do, and if you want to do this, it goes to that line, and if you want to do that, it goes to that line, and so on and so forth.
Go to list run. I'm trying to remember my commands.
Yeah, exactly. If this, then that.
And then south, north, east, west, and then directory. dir slash
There you
w
go.
slash w
There you
gave you
go.
the width.
Okay, I don't remember. See, I'm like I said, we don't use it a whole lot at school, but you know, I'm sure in the future, computers will get like that'll be a big thing, probably. Don't you think?
I think they'll be around at least for a little while.
Yeah, I mean, you could play some pretty awesome games on them already.
Right. And then,
I'd like to see, like in 5 years, you could probably play really cool computer games then,
and
but maybe even look as good as like the computers in Star Wars and stuff. You know how they had like
gosh,
the Death
no
Star
way.
blowing up and how awesome it
no
looked.
way.
Like, you know, where it was just like, "Meep, you," and, you know, it showed the photons going down the hole and all that. It's awesome. Like when they were doing it. But that would be the coolest thing, right?
You want to go into music?
Yeah, we could talk about music for a while if you want.
Sure.
I'm kind of dreading it, but we can if you want.
All right. Well, let's
Okay,
talk
so
music.
And now we will talk about music.
yeah, okay. Now this is an interesting little bit of trivia that I heard on the radio the other day.
Mm-hmm.
So on February 13th, which was just a little over a week ago,
Right.
there was this gravestone, and it was taken away from the grave of the Leonard Skinner singer, Ronnie Van Zant. You know Leonard Skinner, right, Kevin?
Yeah,
You've heard of him
familiar with
before?
him.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this gravestone weighed 300 pounds, and somebody stole it.
How rude.
Can you believe that? Yeah, somebody like desecrated the grave of this dude. And it's in Orange Park, Florida, is where the guy was buried in a cemetery there.
Yeah.
And so that is just, it's crazy. It's crazy. The police are out looking for it, you know? I don't know. Maybe they'll be able to find it. How could you hide a 300-pound gravestone? It seems like it'd be really hard for, you know, somebody to take something like that.
It would have to be a 500-pound man, and I would think that you would need like a dry river bed close by.
Yeah, I would think so. Probably to hide it in, maybe.
Maybe.
You know, for just a couple of weeks.
At least until you can get
Makes
a
sense.
chisel.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Maybe
I mean, it's not like you could take it to a pawn store,
Well,
pawn shop, you know.
maybe he wanted to just get a nice big piece of poster board and take a pencil and go over it so he could just save it. And
Yeah,
then they
you know,
yelled
like
at him.
like an etching, like a crayon etching, something like that.
Yeah. Well, I heard on February 19th that Ozzy Osbourne arrested again after urinating on the Alamo.
The Alamo.
Yeah, in San Antonio, Texas.
Why would he do that?
I don't know. I think the stars were bright,
And Lily White.
deep in the heart, and I got to piss. I think that's what happened.
Maybe. Wouldn't it be awesome if they set a movie in the Alamo?
That would be great.
Like put like a funny movie out, and the Alamo was a big part of it.
Especially,
I think that would be cool.
especially if they have a basement, which apparently they do.
Yeah, I've heard that. I wonder if he was in a basement when he peed on it.
Maybe he was trying to
Did he
use the
pee
rest-
on the whole Alamo? I mean, is it like a? Did he just run around?
I think he ran around tinkling around the entire thing. Writing,
Crazy.
oh,
Didn't he bite the head off a bat and stuff too?
He did. And he
Just a
actually,
weird
he bit the head off a bat and I think the head of a pigeon
No kidding.
or a dove. It was a dove, but that hasn't happened
No,
yet.
he'll probably be one of those people that just is like a flash in the pan.
Yeah. I don't
Really
think-
talented, but I just feel like he's going to do something and he's going to end up dead.
Yeah.
And like we're just all going to miss him so much. You know, he will only have a brief window of time where he's popular.
yeah.
You know,
Or
That's-
the opposite, he'll probably become one of the world's greatest speakers.
okay, so February 20th, Pat Benatar. You know her, right?
Yeah.
Pat Benatar. Everybody knows Pat Benatar. She's the coolest.
Yes, she is.
And she got married. She got married to the guitarist of her band.
Awesome.
And yeah, his name's Neil Geraldo. And they got married in Hawaii on the Hawaiian island of Maui. I bet it was beautiful.
And that's money.
Oh, I'm sure.
You
Yeah,
know-
she's probably making some bank.
You know what they did after they got married?
What'd they do?
They were running with the shadows of the night.
Were they?
That's what I heard.
I heard their love was sort of a battlefield. Is that true?
Ooh, that's terrible. I think that she probably hit him with his best shot.
I'd say definitely she must have. And, you know, but now after they're married, it's kind of like, you know, when they talk to each other, they think, you know, we belong together.
Yeah,
We just belong together. That's the way it goes.
that's true because they don't want to end up with any problems and end up being a heartbreaker. So
You think they're ever going to have children?
I don't
Because
know.
I would think like if they had kids, it would be like, don't you think it'd kind of be a hell for them to be
Yeah.
like with living in a band like that?
Well, that's what happens
know.
when you make promises in the dark.
I guess so. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what that's referring to. I mean, I'm only 8 years old, so
Well,
I don't know.
I don't know.
As long as they treat each other right, I suppose it's okay.
Yeah, because if you treat each other right, then you're always invincible.
I wonder if their honeymoon is, you know, they're in Hawaii. Maybe they're going to go somewhere like to the Painted Desert.
Could
Think so?
Probably. I tell you what, we should go onward, so you better run. Well, let me tell you this. Now in February, you can find B.B. King's donated personal record collection, which includes nearly
nice.
7,000 rare blues records. And he dedicated it to the University of the Mississippi Center for the Study of Southern Culture.
He's a cool dude, man.
The guy's amazing.
Yeah,
He's
really
good.
is.
He's his guitar, Lucille. Oh, He can make that sucker purr.
Yeah, he's up there, man.
He's
with the greatest guitarist of all time.
definitely. I hope he stays as long as he can.
Meow.
So now you know what time it is?
What time is it?
Mark, it's time for the U.S. Top 10 number one singles for the past month.
Fantastic.
It's time for us to sing a song.
Yay.
All right, so coming in tonight at number 10, the leader of the band, Dan Fogelberger, Full Moon Records. And it is A Quiet Man Music Tonight a Simpler Fate. Ow. He tried to be a soldier once, and his music ran away. Ow. Leader of the band is tired and his eyes are growing old. But his blood runs through my instrument, and his song is in my soul. And that's number 10.
Wow.
Thank you.
That was an impressive rendition.
Can you hold on one second? Thank you.
Yeah, that's great.
So what's number 9 there, Mark?
So number 9, right? Do we have MTV? I think we have MTV at this point in history, do we not?
Yeah.
You ever watch MTV? My mom won't let me watch MTV.
Why?
Because there's stuff on it that she shouldn't watch, she thinks.
That's why I sneak down at
Of
night.
course, when she's not there, I watch MTV.
Right.
And I saw this video to Physical by Olivia Newton-John, and that is weird. It's like got a lot of weird things in
know.
it. It's like a workout or
Yeah.
something. I don't know. I don't think the song is all about like physical education. I'm not
I
positive.
thought it was.
Maybe. So it goes a little something like this. Let's get physical, physical. I want to get physical. Let's get into physical. Let me hear your body talk. Your body talk. Let me hear your body talk. Something like that. Thank you.
Wow. And the way you dance when you do that, not that I can see you,
Oh, yeah. You can't see me, but I'm loving it.
you are boogieing.
It makes me feel weird to watch the video, but it's a catchy song. Catchy tune.
I think you did that very well. Number 8. Coming in at number 8, Sweet Dreams by Air Supply, Arista Records. Close your eyes, I want to see you smile in my sweet dreams. Thank you.
That was awesome.
It's hard to tell the difference, isn't
Totally over.
it? Yeah.
It was. It was really hard. It sounded just like Air Supply. Definitely. So
Thank you.
number 7. Are you ready for number 7?
I am so ready.
Okay, so number 7 is The Sweetest Thing, parenthesis, I've ever known,
Oh.
by Juice Newton. Now, Juice Newton, I only know the one song by her, really. This new one is not nearly as good as the other one. You know, Playing with the Queen of Hearts. You know that one, right?
Yep.
Yeah, of course you do.
Of course.
Yeah, of course. Right, everybody knows that.
Right.
So this one is more like a ballad thing. It sounds like something you would like sing to your wife, maybe. I don't know. Or that your wife would sing to you. I don't know. So it goes something like this. The sweetest thing I've ever known is loving you. There you go.
That was beautiful.
Like she sings, that's pretty much exactly like it sounds when she sings it.
Wow. I can't imagine anybody else on the planet doing what you did with your lips at the end of that song.
Thank you.
That's amazing. Number 6. Coming in at number 6, Stevie Wonder, Tamla Records singing That Girl. Not this girl, but that girl. That girl thinks that she's so fine. It soon should have to be mine. There's no two being that. That girl thinks that she's so smart, but you should be have my heart and stuff. Thank you.
That amazing.
Well-
Amazing. Sounded just like Stevie Wonder.
Except I added a lot of adjectives that didn't exist in the original lyrics.
Well, you know, you're putting your spin on it. That's what this is all about. It's your journal. It's not Stevie's journal.
That's right.
Right. Okay. Number 5 is by the Cars. They're a cool band.
I like them a lot.
And it's Shake It Up.
Oh, yeah.
Shake It Up. Now, the chorus is kind of boring.
Right?
It's just shake it up. Shake it up. But it's got that cool little thing at the beginning. It's like bow, 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 dance all night, play all day. There you go. That's it. That's all I got.
Oh, I was getting into it. That was very good.
Thank you.
Well, coming in at number 4 by Journey, Columbia Records, Open Arms.
Oh, a great song.
Lying beside you here in the dark. Something and something's and something. So now I turn to you with open arms, hoping you should. What your love means to me. Open arms. Thank you.
That's beautiful.
That was
Beautiful.
beautiful.
Journey, they should stay together forever. They should never break up.
No, yeah, I agree
that
with you
good.
100%.
Okay, so number 3 is Harden My Heart by Quarter Flash. You probably know this song, right?
Actually, I do, and I used to think when I was 11 that this was also Pat Benatar, but apparently it's not.
Well, it sounds like Pat Benatar.
Sure
I
does.
think every female singer of rock and roll would like to sound like Pat Benatar.
Oh, yeah.
So if you talk to whoever Mrs. Quarter Flash is,
Right.
she would probably think that was a compliment.
Does
So
is she
it's
related to Nickelback? I said-
Nickelback. Isn't that what you get when you pay 20 cents for your 15-cent comic book?
I think that's what it is.
Nickelback. Okay. So, Harden My Heart. I'm going to harden my heart. I'm going to swallow my tears. I'm going to turn and leave you here. And that's number 3, Harden My Heart
I want you.
by Quarter Flash.
That was very good. Number 2, coming in at I Can't Go For That, parenthesis, no can do, unparenthesis. That's a parenthesis, right?
Parenthesis.
Yeah.
One of them is a parenthesis. 2 of them would be parentheses.
What is a parenthesi?
That's not a thing.
All right. By Daryl Hall and John Oates, RCA Records. I'm thinking twice a night. And stop what do you damn it? Oh, it ain't. Body now you want my soul. God says I'm gonna take. I do many things that you ask me to, yeah, but I ain't go for that. Thank you.
That was awesome. That
Thank
was totally cool.
Thank you so much.
Hall & Oates, man, they're awesome.
I like that in the morning, especially on my cereal.
Yeah, I mean, it's Quaker Oats, isn't it?
I thought they were Amish. But no,
a Hall's Cough Drops and Quaker Oats. That's all you need. Hall & Oats every morning for breakfast.
You know, if they
In the
do a
cold
bad
of
record, it gets
February.
Ricolud.
Yeah. That's a good one. That definitely needs to go in.
Yeah, I guess I'll leave that in.
All right. Okay, so the number 1 song in the nation
Oh, yeah.
is Centerfold by the Jay Giles Band.
Love this
This
song.
one's been on the radio a lot. we hear this one every once in a while. So it's got that really catchy, to infinity with you, do this over and over again until it's done. And then it's like, my blood runs cold. My memory has just been sold. Angel is the centerfold. Angel is the centerfold.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that was
there
great.
we go.
Wow, that was a great list. Well, hey, Mark, you ready to go down our favorite album that has been released this month?
Oh, man, yeah, absolutely.
Good. Did I say that in English? I think I did.
I think so.
Okay, good.
I think so. All right, so on February 10th, my dad got a new record.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have been singing pop music so far, and that is my preference when I'm able to sneak a listen to the radio.
Right.
But my dad and mom are more into country music,
Right.
and so I have to listen to a lot of country music. Now, the Oak Ridge Boys, they're the ones who sing Elvira and all that, right? And the one guy's got the, Oom Papa, Mow, Mow, right?
Yeah,
He
I
sings
love
solo.
them. Yeah.
So they have a new record out, and it's called Bobby Sue. And the title of the album is their number one hit right now. And it's called Bobby Sue. And,
How does it go?
sure is an Oak Ridge Boy. Bobby Sue. Can't you see my love is true? I want to marry you.
Wow.
Bobby Sue. Over and over. There is a really cool saxophone solo in the middle of it, though.
Has it offended any Tourette societies or no?
I don't know. People who stutter, I don't think we should make fun of them like that, especially if they've got a low voice like that guy in that band. But
That's sad, really.
it is.
But
So,
if you can cut a
I'm
record.
sure the Oak Ridge Boys will be around forever, and they'll never end up just headlining a show in Branson, Missouri that no one ever goes to or anything like that. So
That would be terrible. Well, on February 16th, I purchased The Concert in the Park by Simon and Garfunkel. I love this album. Papa Don't Take My Kodachrome was on there.
okay.
Hey, looky here, Mrs. Robinson. I don't think these are the shoes you wear. You know that song? I love that song.
I thought,
What?
isn't Simon one of the Chipmunks?
No. Garfunkel was.
Oh, got it.
That's
right.
right.
I'm sorry to make that mistake.
And
Yeah.
Scarborough, are you going with scars in your hair? That's on there. And then,
Okay. Right.
I think my fart was silent. That one is on there too. And it was great to hear all those live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I bet it was something.
Hey, do you want to talk about movies?
And now we will talk about movies.
Let's do. Well, can we talk about movies? I just went to see a movie not too long ago.
What'd you see?
It was the Looney Bugs Bunny movie.
I love the idea, but I don't think I heard about it. What's it?
I was really excited because I love watching Looney Tunes and Bugs Bunny in particular. I love Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Yosemite Sam, all of them. I think they're great. So this movie came out and I was like, man, because I've watched every Saturday, I've watched these Looney Tunes cartoons. You probably have too, right?
Oh, I'm a big fan.
You know them
since I was a kid.
You probably know them all. So,
Yeah.
it's like new Looney Tunes stuff. So I was like, that's so awesome. We're going to go and see this new Looney Tunes stuff. It's a Looney Bugs Bunny movie. And we go and like half the movie or maybe more than half the movie, it's like little clips of like cartoons that I've already seen.
Oh, that's a little bit of it. Was there any new parts in it at all?
Like a little bit, but it was weird. It was like I was at church because what happened was like Yosemite Sam, he makes a deal with the devil. And go back and try to get Bugs Bunny, and then he gets one life, right, to do it. And so then it shows like he goes into Roman times and is chasing Bugs Bunny, and that's a part I'd seen before.
Yeah.
I've seen Bugs Bunny being chased by Yosemite Sam in Roman times. Then Bugs Bunny, of course, always shoots a cannon at him or whatever.
Right.
And then he dies and he goes back to hell, and then he convinces the devil to send him back again. And it was really weird to see that in a cartoon. Does that make sense? It's
it's
weird.
like a cult classic.
Yeah. And then at the end of it, it's like they're having an awards ceremony for cartoon characters, like the Academy Awards or something like that.
Yeah.
And then they just show a bunch of clips from the highlights of these characters, and Daffy's barely in it.
He's my favorite.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. But it was a little disappointing that it was just too much recycled stuff.
Yeah. Well,
I was expecting all new Looney stuff, but
Yeah, new material. It's kind of a letdown.
Yeah, well, it was still pretty good to see it in theater. I got to eat popcorn.
Well, that's important.
So that was fun.
If you can eat something good while you're there, then it just makes up for the whole.
It's kind of worth it to sit there and do that. But anyway, Looney Bugs Bunny movie.
I think I'm still going to check it out, but I'm going to wait for it whenever it shows up on HBO. I'm sure that'll show up.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
If that's around. I went and saw The Swamp Thing.
Like from the comic book?
Yeah.
Awesome.
It was directed by Wes Craven, and it was based on the DC Comics.
Wes Craven. Well, he did Last House on the Left.
Yeah, he
the
did
Hills
Last.
Have Eyes.
Right.
These are a bunch of scary movies.
Yeah, very scary movies. This is more of a comedy, but it's still kind of scary.
Oh, okay.
But I found it giggly at my 12-year-old stage. I kind of laughed a little bit. I'm surprised I got in, considering it was rated R, I think.
Well, you probably just got a ticket for Looney Bugs Bunny movie
And went to see what I wanted to see.
went to the other theater instead. Not that I've ever done that or ever will do that.
Oh, I wouldn't
could
think
be
you would. Yeah.
Sure, of course not.
Well, this movie tells the story of the scientist, Alec Holland, played by Ray Weiss, who becomes transformed into a monster swamp thing, who was played by somebody else by the name of Dick Durock. And later, I think he did adult films. Through the laboratory sabotage orchestrated by the evil Anton Arcane, played by Louis Jordan. I have a speech impediment. Later, he helps a woman by the name of Alice Adrienne Barbeau. I am what thing I'm. And battles the man responsible for it all, the ruthless Arcane. This movie was great.
Did your tongue just roll out and then you had to roll it back up in your mouth like on those old cartoons?
The whole time I was thinking auga. But
Auga.
I don't know what that meant at all. I have no clue. Oh, goodness. Wasn't she in The Fog?
She was in Escape from New York.
That's right.
And now we will have a little show and tell.
Would you like to talk about a little show and tell?
Yeah, I like show and tell.
Me too.
Like we do this at school. Can you see what I brought tonight, Kevin?
Yeah, if you hold it close to the phone, yes.
Okay. All right. So this is He-Man. And He-Man is a new action figure.
Mm-hmm.
And these just came out, and they are really cool.
Is that
Have
Monsters?
you ever
or-
seen, like, Conan the Barbarian comics?
Yeah.
This reminds me of that. Because He-Man is like this big, muscledy out, strong dude.
Right.
And he, like, rides around on this green cat that's like a saber-toothed tiger. But he's got to, like, he's actually this guy named Prince Adam in real life.
Yeah.
And he's like a prince in this fantasy castle, right? Castle Grayskull.
Yeah.
And so like he takes his sword out and he says magic words, by the power of Grayskull, I have the power. And then
You
he
sound
turns
like my
into
friend
He-Man.
Ferg there for a minute.
Yeah, there you go. I had the power. And his cat turns into this big old cat and he rides around on it. Anyway, the toys are out now. I'm just making up all the other stuff because sooner or later, I think they're probably going to put out a cartoon, but that's not out yet.
But that would be an awesome idea.
They're going to do it. I can tell. This is going to be a mega hit.
Oh,
Because these toys are awesome. You know, the toy kind of reminds me of some of those guys that were in that music video to Physical.
Yeah.
It's really, really buff, and he's like only wearing underwear. And that's kind of what they were doing too. So it's just,
That's the way I always think of our friend Christopher Tupa.
Yeah, he's kind of, I could see him running around like that, working out, doing that kind of
Buff
stuff.
in his underwear.
Yeah. Now I'm feeling uncomfortable.
I am too. I'm
Again.
scared of what I just said.
Yeah.
Starting
Yeah.
to
Okay, so anyway, there's Skeletor is his enemy.
Yeah.
He-Man's enemy is Skeletor, and he's like a guy with a skeleton face, of course, which is totally terrifying.
Yeah. They can get
And
scary.
he's awesome. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, they're very cool toys.
I want to
And
check those out.
my brother and I have
definitely.
been collecting them. So
Well, I hope the cartoon comes out. If not, we could get our friend Christopher Tupa to draw it.
yeah, he could draw them. I mean, he'd probably make a pretty good comic book of stuff like that. Yeah, I imagine. We could sing the theme song.
By the power
Maybe. I don't know.
of Castle Grayskull.
Huh?
Yeah,
I could do that.
There you go. I like that.
And then I would go, thunder, thunder, ho!
Wait, no, I couldn't.
Oh.
That won't work.
Well, as long as you know that knowing is half the battle.
I'll say that, Joe.
We should probably roll out of this joke line and move on to the next thing.
Okay. Well, late night.
You just got it, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Roll out. I got it. Took me a second. It came in late. It was a late parcel delivery, but it showed up on my porch.
Okay. Oh, man.
Well, Late Night with David Letterman debuted on NBC this month, and David Letterman and I stayed up to watch it. I was exhausted, but came on around 11.
I like Johnny Carson, but this guy was funny too.
Love Johnny Carson, but yeah, David's doing. I like him. I think he started off as a weatherman somewhere, and here we are.
Really?
Or was a sportscaster?
Wow.
Now I forgot. One of the two. Yeah, and his first guest was Bill Murray, who danced around to the song "Physical." Let's get physical. And Mr.
What?
Yeah. And the other person on the show was Mr. Wizard, Don Herbert. He was on there. But
Well,
so
I like him. Yeah, he's funny.
yeah, so what I did is I went out and I purchased the Physical, the 8-track right here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I love this thing. So I
My
put
dad has an 8-player player in his truck.
Oh man. Well, I love this album. It's really cool. I've been switching from tracks 3 back to 2 and 4 and 1 again because those are my favorite songs. What's on there? Recovery is on there. I love that song. I love Carried Away. I love Physical also, and Make a Move on Me. Oh gosh, I just love the whole album.
I wish my dad had better 8-tracks. He's just got George Jones and Conway Twitty stuff.
Oh man,
That's all. It's kind of, whatever.
My dad has just tons of Jim Croce, which I love. I mean, I love it, but that's all he has. Tons of Jim Croce.
Yeah. Dads kind of have boring taste in music sometimes.
They do. They do.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about video games?
And now it's time for the video game of the month.
Man, I do. I love my Atari so much.
Let's do
Do
it.
you have an Atari, right? I'm gonna
I do.
play.
I find
Put it in right now. Hang on a second. Let me
Sure.
pull up my my little. I play on a black and white TV in my room.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty cool that we got 2 TVs. I mean, not everybody has. 2
I don't have
TVs,
2
right?
TVs.
Yeah, so
Got 3,
that's
but,
pretty. That's
still.
pretty sweet to do that. So anyway, I'm gonna play Yar's Revenge,
Okay.
and it's like the best game on the Atari. It's like the best ever.
Oh man, I
It's
can
got
hear
this-
it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got there's this the cover looks so awesome.
Yeah.
It's got this big bug. It's like a chrome fly. He's all silver, and his wings are chrome, and he's shooting these power things from his nose, and he's got a gun in his hand, and it's awesome. And the game is so cool. It's like you're this bug flying around in space, and then there's on the other side of the screen, you see, you can kind of see how I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
You see There's this dude on. Well, you can't see it, but I'm describing.
No, I'm
it.
imagining seeing it,
You're
which
imagining
lets
it.
me see
There's
it.
like a guy on the right-hand side who's behind this shield.
Yeah.
You know, like in Space Invaders, how there's the shields that protect you. Well, this is like the opposite. You have to shoot through the shields to get to the guy who's shooting at you, and you can hide in the middle of his screen in like this little static field, and you can be like totally safe there. And you have to like time your shot where it'll go right in and hit him, and then you get into the next level. And it's like hard, but it's really, really
It
good.
sounds like a game that actually is built on structure and not
Yeah.
games that I've been
Yeah.
playing from Atari lately, which, given Asteroids was wonderful.
Yeah, Asteroids is good.
And the
It's really
Pac-Man
good.
was pretty good. Not as good as what's out there by
No,
Namco.
not that good.
But
Right.
it's better than nothing.
I like. Yeah, Yar's Revenge is like it's pretty good
Is
compared
it?
to most things that are out there right now. I mean, Frogger's pretty good.
Yeah.
Missile Command, that's a fun one.
I was
always
playing
like
that
playing
last month.
Missile Command. Yeah,
The guys
Missile Command's a
recommended
lot
that.
of fun.
It was great. Love
Yeah,
that game.
it's really good. It's really good. But yeah, Yar's Revenge, man, it's up there. You know, I wonder if Zaxxon's ever going to be on Atari.
Oh, I don't know if they do put it on Atari. They have to
Man.
do some kind of isometric engineering.
really-
And no
That'd be
gaming
really
system.
hard.
Yeah,
that'd be really hard. No, they're not going to make anything at home that can do that. You're
No.
probably going to have to play something with 3D graphics like that. You probably have to like, I don't even know. Where would you have to go? You'd have to like
China.
maybe the China, somewhere like that.
They'll have it.
Maybe Russia. Maybe Russia has one somewhere.
True.
Yeah.
Nothing
Anyway,
like the
Yar's
Soviets.
Revenge is so cool. I just wonder what a Yar is. Is the guy a Yar? Is the fly? He's probably what the Yar is.
I think what it is the guy who built it, his name was Ray, and they just turned it around backyard. Right.
Get out. Are you kidding?
Yep.
That's so cool.
Thank you.
That makes sense. I wish I could like grow up and name something like that. That would be awesome. Maybe I'll make video games.
If you did it,
someday.
it would be called Cram.
It would. It'd be called Cram
Yeah.
because Mark backwards is Cram.
Come play Cram with
That
me.
would- that
And
would
what you
be
do is try
wild.
to shove as many
Cram.
things in.
Cram's Revenge.
That's right.
I can see it. I can see it happening.
Well, thank you for sharing that with me.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for letting me talk about it for a while.
And speaking of thanking, thank you so much for joining me for this entire episode of 80 to 89 today. I appreciate it.
Hey, man, I love it. I love talking to you about history and news and stuff and practicing our singing. And
Oh, yeah,
it's fun.
We're going to
it's
be
fun.
famous singers one day if we keep going.
Probably
Right.
so. I think so.
And just so you guys know, Mark and I also do other journals as well. And you can find all those in the areas that the Computer Voice told you about when the show opened. And
Okay.
So, and you don't even have to rewind this tape because the cassette, as soon as this cassette's over, I've recorded it on both sides of the tape because the new automatic turnaround
Just flips over.
right, it flips over. And then side
Yeah.
2 starts over from the beginning of the show again. You
Okay.
can find the tapes that Mark puts out.
Mm-hmm.
And we do a tape with our friend Christopher Tupa, who we were joking about naked in his underwear a while ago. And check that out. And also find us, just listen to the beginning of the tape.
It's all there.
It is. So I want to thank all of you who have listened to this particular cassette tape. And remember that you can find these recordings down at the Drug Fair and the Dart Drug and the People's Drug, all on Main Street. Again, at the Holly Farms restaurants, the Highs, Geno's, and McDonald's.
Yeah.
I went to Mickey D's and I asked them, listen, you're serving hundreds and hundreds of hamburgers to many people. Can you help me sell these tapes? And some are like, sure. And I said, thanks, guys. So I hope to get.
I got one in the Happy Meal last month.
See?
Yeah.
Isn't that
I really
awesome?
wanted a Spaceman Eraser, but instead I got your tapes.
Well,
that's how I heard about you. So I called you up and we're friends now.
Thank you. I'm so glad. I'm so glad they put it in there because
I am.
they promised that they wouldn't get melted by the hot apple pie. Did you have any trouble?
Yeah. No, I ate the pie first, of course, so
Okay.
it wasn't in there too long.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, that's important. And just so you guys know, I hope this sheds a little bit of light right here in life in the 80s. we will continue to put these journals out month to month as time goes on with all of the news and the entertainment that we can find. So we look forward to seeing you guys again. Mark, thank you again very much.
Thanks, Kevin. Thanks, everybody, for listening.
Thank you.
See you next time.
And we'll see you next month.
Let's get physical. I wanna get physical.
Great.
All of Zerbinator's music and podcasts are under the Creative Commons license, which allows retelling and rebroadcasting as long as the author is notified and credited. For more great escape pods, please visit www.zerbinator.wordpress.com. If you would like to contact Zerbinatorland, you can send an email to instrumentally@gmail.com or give us a call at 571-408-ZERB or 9372.
Oh,
You know,
man.
like there's these blocks everywhere, and you have to fly around, and it's
What
really,
the hell
really
was
wild.
that?
So, that was my phone. Crud! Do we need to cut? Let me turn my phone off.
No, what? What was that?
I think it may have been a Zach tonight. Somebody from Zach on. What is
Goodness
going on?
gracious.
I got to stop talking about this thing.